Streaming. Hello. If I look like a hot mess, it is because I am a hot mess. I haven't really slept too much in the last few days because I have been keeping busy as far as writing, and my Kickstarter is finally over. It ended at 7 ish this morning while I was interviewing uh, Chemo Stambol, uh, who is the director of The Queen of Black Magic, which is an exclusive Shutter release today. So it was kind of cool to talk to him. And the reason why I was live streaming with a Geek Speak at 7 o'clock in the morning is because he's in Indonesia and that is 12 hours ahead. So I guess I picked the short straw as far as waking up early enough to speak with him and talk about his movie and the process and how the script came over to him. So I am celebrating today, as exhausted as I am, and it's really kind of weird where it's like woohoo, like dude, all I want to do is sleep right now. Really tired. I guess it doesn't help to have like those midnight viewings of like terrible, terrible movies, but hey, whatever keeps the mind occupied. But hi, Nita. Thank you for the super heart. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been quite a journey. In fact, I can't even believe that that 30 days has passed. I'm like, what the heck happened to the month? I mean, we're looking at the end of January right now. I'm like, holy cow, that went by really fast. And I'm looking back at my campaign going, what could I have done differently? And there are a few things that I probably would have done differently if I maybe had more time in the day. But you know what? I am not going to crap on the fact that it's a win. I made it past goal. I'm really overwhelmed with its success. I'm looking at it now. This is prose. This is an anthology of fiction, short stories and things. The fact that I've got 71 backers, the fact that it broke 1,300 is amazing to me. And so now there's that whole aspect of like, oh crap, I hope these stories deliver, and I think they will. I mean, I enjoyed writing them. There are in a lot of cases where I'm writing it going, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is coming out of my brain. uh, and so I really hope that the supporters who got the PDF and the soft cover version, that they will enjoy it. Now, I'm waiting for funds to be released through Kickstarter. That normally takes about 2 weeks for the funds to drop in, and then that's where I will order the books. And I mean, I've already ordered the stickers. I've got the bookmarks on order. I already had the metal cards. Unfortunately, we didn't make it to the stretch goal to include the metal card with the campaign with the physical backers. But like I said, I've already got these, so I will probably have them up on my web store when that's being built out. So there's a lot of things that I can be doing while I'm waiting for funds, like updating my website. That's going to happen. I can start writing stories. In fact, I have been kind of putting ideas together. I had uh, five stories that I was going to write based on how many people have supported that tier. Four of them sold, so that one I'll probably do just because I want to. Why not add five original stories? And the thing is, the idea behind that is to prioritize those stories into scripts. Now, I've already got a couple of scripts that are in the works, and I was asked to work on another one, which is really super cool. But I love writing. Um, that's in my blood, so that is what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to be busy with. And the four people who supported that tier, I will be in contact with you to get some ideas, like what kind of dark story do you like? Do you want to be in this thing? And the idea is that these are going to be scripted out, and eventually I'm going to be commissioning art for them to make into comic books. So that was marrying my worlds of prose with the comic books, and I'm so excited about that. And there was one comment. He says, I've never been, he's like, I've supported hundreds of Kickstarters before, but I've never been written into a comic book. How cool is that? And it is, it's super cool. And I will probably do something like this again in the future. I've got to deliver on this first. So the pressure is on to keep going with the momentum. I mean, just because a Kickstarter is done doesn't mean that the campaign is over. It's not by any stretch of the imagination. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to happen, and I'm really excited about it. Coming on the pipeline is Terraform Comics, the Continuum. Now, if you are not familiar with Kickstarter, make sure you head over there and do a search for Terraform Comics, and you're going to see that we're getting ready to launch a campaign for the Continuum. And I will have a story in there, and there are going to be a few other creations that you're going to get snippets of, and I'm very excited about that project as well. This whole collaborative process with C. Michael Lanning has been it's been challenging and fun, and at the same time, like, okay, where are we? What are we doing? Who's taking the lead here? It's almost like that dance, and you don't know quite who the lead is. So you at the very beginning, it's kind of funny. You feel like you're kind of stepping on each other's toes, or you're just so careful that you don't want to step on anybody's toes. And I think we finally got to a point where, with the art, with the script, and collaborating with the Terraform group to make it better, and just say, hey, by the way, there are some in between spots in here that could really use some art to make it that much more impactful. And uh, and so C is working on that, and I mean, what a beautiful process, and not easy. It's not for the faint of heart, trust me. But yeah, so quite a few wins as far as I'm concerned with the Kickstarter happening. The plan for the compendium is that I will be delivering to the Kickstarter sponsors first. And then after a little bit of time, they get a little bit of exclusivity. And then that is going to go up on Amazon. That was the original plan in the first place. I was asked before why it's prose. Why aren't you just throwing it up on Amazon? And I personally like Smashwords. I've got a book over there. Um, and the reason was because of the comic book aspect of it. Art is not free. I am not an artist, so therefore I have to pay for it if I want to see the dream of scripting these and converting them into comic books. Um, then that is more of my budget that I don't personally have. So the Kickstarter was really crucial in making that happen. And so really, once the payment clears and stuff like that, I'm going to see how much I've actually got. And then I've got a couple of artists already in the pipeline. Some of them I haven't approached yet as far as the stories, because each story has a different feel. It's kind of a different flavor. And so I want to highlight the artists who will bring those words to life and that vision. So it's not like I'm dedicated to one artist necessarily, but I kind of want to try out a whole lot of other ones and see what they can do. Um, you know, when it comes uh to drawing and things, I mean, I can. sketch a little bit. I can draw and doodle, but I would never call myself an artist. Um, and seeing the work, seeing how the process of other artists who are familiar with sequential art, it's a completely different animal compared to a splash page or a pinup or, just a cover, a piece of cover art. Because their visual storytelling has to match with the words, and it is not easy. And I really have to commend everybody who goes through this process to learn it and do it well and put a product out there and chase a dream. And there are some cases where, maybe the writer doesn't have the budget and so they do the art themselves, and more power to it, uh, for bringing their dream to life. So, is that something that I'm going to be doing moving forward? I'm not gonna I'm not gonna reject that possibility. I always say that I am constantly on a learning curve. I'm always in an awkward or uncomfortable position because it allows me to keep learning and keep my brain functioning, and I may try to do sequential art or even a cover at some point. That would be really cool. But I think it would be more like a notch in my personal bedpost. It's like, yeah, I did that. Is it going to be for somebody else's work? No, probably attached to my own. Eh, and because I really strive for quality. And again, I don't put myself out there like, oh, I'm going to, I'm an artist. It's like, no, 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 no. I say I'm a writer. I don't even call myself an author. So there's that. Um, I guess it's the titles that we're comfortable with or the titles that we work towards. I'm okay with being a writer because that's exactly what I am, and I'm proud of it. Trish Begston is tuning in. Thank you, Nita. She says, "You've done an amazing freaking job. I'm so pumped for you and excited to see your next creative endeavors unfold." Colin Porter, yeah, pirate. I haven't seen you in a while. I keep missing your live streams. But one of these days, you and I are going to hook up and get on Haps and just talk turkey. But that's really about it. I missed my vlog yesterday. Uh, Today was kind of kooky. Like I said, I basically had a power nap. I was up by 6:30 to have a live stream with Chemo Stambul, who is the director of The Queen of Black Magic, which is available on Shudder today. So we wanted to make sure that we got him for the launch. And speaking to somebody in Indonesia, we had to make some sacrifices as far as time to get him on there. So I appreciate him for being on Geek Speak with me. Um, and then I took another power nap and checked on the Kickstarter, and I'm working on updates right now and saying thank you to everybody. I will be on Brian K. Morris's show this evening at 8 o'clock, and he's got me for 90 minutes or less. It depends on whether or not uh, we we have stuff to talk about. I think we have plenty of stuff to talk about. I mean, talking for like half an hour is so easy anymore. And this is proof in the pudding. I'm just sitting here rambling with just random thoughts. Whatever pops into my brain is going to be like, what? Right out in front of you guys. So you're welcome. Um, so Brian K. Morris, Clever Title Pending. It is a special episode, and he is going to have me on. We will talk about, I guess, the Kickstarter process. Not easy for prose writers, I don't think. Being that this is my first time out, no, that's a lie. I kickstarted the Compendium of Dread once before, and it was a huge bomb. And I knew it would be. I put it out there probably with the intention of it being a failure because I really signed up for Kickstarter to see how it worked. I wanted to see what the tools were. I wanted to see what worked, what didn't. So, what better way for me to learn than the hard way? Why not? Go in there, put up a campaign, see what it does. Just the minimal effort as far as promotion. And the first one was a failure. I expected it to be, and therefore it was. This one was completely different in every aspect. And so I hope that you guys tune in tonight to Clever Title Pending. It should be simulcasting to the Brian K. Morris's YouTube as well as his Facebook. Um, and then the Rising Tide Publications group, I believe, on Facebook, and I'm not sure if he's going to simulcast that to Geek Insider, but we'll see. I hope you guys tune in for that. Just look for me, and and you will be able to find that. So speaking of which, I've got plenty of things that are on my plate today. I'm going to share this. You can connect with me on Linktree. That is where I have pretty much all of my links. It is linktree.com/MEREJ99. And you'll see a link to the Kickstarter. My website is a hot mess. I'm getting ready to upload a few images and clean that up a bit and have a fresh landing page that is dedicated more to the compendium because that is my focus right now. And I think that's about it. Anybody who's tuning in, have you got a question for me? When you see me online, you are more than welcome to ask. I don't know that I would answer all of them, but these vlogs are just that. They're going to be random thoughts, things that I'm working on, things that I could promote, and all that good stuff. And it's always open for an ask me anything because I think that's important when we share our stories and we share our experiences. It helps the person who's coming up behind us, and and maybe gives insight to the people who are ahead of us. But that's it. Until tomorrow, and tune in tonight to Clever Title Pending. All right, you guys, have a great day. Be kind. It only takes a little bit of effort to do that.